Hi guys, welcome back. Second part of my Sunday morning rant. Previously I've done some videos on sanders, what type of sanders for what type of application. I spoke a lot about this particular sander, which is my Bodyline airfoil. This sander, as you can see, I call it an airfoil because that's all it does. It files. It's got like a 30mm travel, just goes backwards and forwards. This is a horrible, really, vibrating file. In the wrong hands, this will do more damage than good. As I said before, this is only any good to rip out the worst of your filler. So after you've applied a big tump of filler in something, rip it down with this, and it is rip it down. Yes, you can put finer grades of paper on and make it a little bit more desirable, but at the end of the day, it has been made specifically for ripping down body filler. Does exactly what it says on the tin. From that point of view, I can't really knock it, but it's a big, heavy, vibrating, difficult tool to use. It can flip in your hands if you can't hold it flat because of the way that it uses. The paper on both edges can actually dig in, so you have to be very experienced to grab hold of one of these and make it do what you want to do. The other type of flatbed sander is a dual action sander. Works exactly the same as your DAs, as your ordinary orbital sander. The beauty with them, they're quiet, they're very fine. If you are, say, I don't really use them much for ripping down body filler. I'd use the airfoil first, then I'd go on to like a P120 paper on a orbital flatbed. That's about as rough as I really need to go for this, because this is more of a finer finishing sander. This is a 5mm orbit sander, the same as your DAs would be. Where I do find it's useful, if you're, say, restoring a classic car, you know that you've always done a skimming of either your polyester or body filler to try and get your panels nice and straight. You put your guide coat on. You can then go to sort of 180 grits, 240 grits, whatever, and use this to flat your panels. You can follow your guide coat, you can see your highs and lows. There may be some slight wandering in the paint. It might only be the thickness of the paint that's actually got distortion, and it might not be that the panel itself isn't distorted behind the paint. It might be that it's been repaired 5 or 6 times. It might have 8 or 10 coats of paint on it. So you can now controllably take down layers of paint, leaving you a flat panel. So a dual action sander is where you want to be. You wouldn't do it with an airfoil like this 2-course. So I have now got my sander back. This one, made by Sealey. Sealey Tools come on a long way in the last few years. They're one of the best now. This sander is £471. I just looked up on the internet this morning before addressing you guys. It's an expensive sander. I've seen other sanders made by other manufacturers that look very, very similar. This has got a chrome cased motor. All the working parts are chromed. It's oil free, so unless you're parking this sander up in your cupboard for 6 months and not going to use it, you've no need to put oil in it. The advantage of that is you're not going to get any oil mist onto your preparation, so when you come to paint, you're not going to get silicone spots and oil in your paint and horrids. So this is oil free. The airfoil, it does need 2 or 3 drops of oil once a day, really. But there's so much work that you have to do to your substrates after finishing with that the chance of the oil still being on the panels are quite limited. But this, because you're doing finer finishing, you're closer to the painting stage. The last thing you want is a sander that uses oil to lubricate itself. Speed adjustable on the side, a very good rubber handle and a T-handle at the top. This isn't as tall as the airfoil, so it doesn't tend to try and flip in your hand all the time. This stays nice and it's like low level to the panel itself. That's great. This one as well, you have to use the heel of your hand to work it. So when you're doing that, you're only sort of holding the weight of the machine through your fingers. It's not a very comfortable grip. This one, you've got a good grip on it. It's got a good rubber handle. It's a good pistol grip on there. And that lever to operate it is very nicely on the side. So you're holding it firm, and all you're doing is tweaking the on and off with your thumb. So it's very, very good. Velcro backing. You can actually unclip the Velcro, strip off, and put your stickets on, and that's all in the one sander. You don't need to buy a different pad. Dust extraction through the holes, either hoover point or your dust extraction point at the rear. So it takes away a lot of the mess. Where those aren't, they're just an airfoil. They leave a top of filler dust on the floor that you've got to clean up after. So this is better, smoother, quieter, quicker. It does it everything. As an example, because this will only be a little short video, there's not a great deal that you can say about sanders. I will actually show you and let you hear them both in operation, and then you can make up your own mind what I'm talking about. This is the airfoil. Have a listen. Horrendous. Definitely one for your ear defenders. That's a noise that wouldn't be acceptable in the workplace. As I say, I would wear some cotton gloves and things just to try and kill some of the vibration as well, because it's just horrid. Now this one, which is your dual action, compressors come on, so that's going to add a little bit of noise. But the difference is just totally chalk and cheese. That's the Rolls Royce and that's the blooming scooter. It's just horrible. So I hope that was interesting. So for all you guys out there that want to get panels nice and flat without doing them by hand by a block, you need the dual action type flatbed. They're both the same size, 70mm by 400, so all your common stickets or Velcro padded pads all fit, all the same. Still for ripping down coarse filler bodywork, filler that's been on a car 5 years and a project has stalled. It's all gone hard and tough, and now you want to sand it off. Use an airfoil. That's what it's meant for. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's another sander to the collection. Sorry we're only doing little short videos at the moment. As I say, the video that still is planned, I've got 90% of it together. I'm just waiting for some plain 14 gauge steel just to show you how to do plug welds and how to joggle panels. I don't want plated steel because that will totally confuse what's going on, and I've got to have a new piece of steel within a few days of it being here, because I don't want any surface rust and things like that on it, because I need the steel perfectly clean. We should obviously be cleaning it with acetone and things anyway, but I need it perfectly clean with no rust build up, because you need to do it in the ultimate circumstances correct, rather than pick up a half rusted piece of steel and wonder why your MIG's not working properly and you've got lots of slag and lots of horrible chunks of rubbish on your surface when you're welding. Lots of impurities. That's what we don't want. So I'm nearly there. It's just the last piece of steel. I shall only start off with a piece of about 12 or 14 inches square. I shall cut it, joggle it, show you how to do the plug welds, show you how to do a butt weld. But I think you'll find that very interesting. And part of my promise of showing you from steel repair stage right through to a painted job in the booth, which is my promise, and I will get you there. Right, hope that's fun. I'll go and download this now. Just tipped the 80 subscribers this morning. About 7,000 or so viewings. So things are slow, but going in the right direction. Right, I'll go and edit this, put it on the on YouTube, and see how you guys get on. Thanks for watching.